More than a dozen charges accusing him of kidnapping and repeatedly raping a teenage girl weren't enough to keep him behind bars. While out awaiting trial in that case, police say Kevin Martinez shot and killed his neighbor. In a KRQE investigation, Ann Perrette looks into what the family and a district attorney call the repeated failures of the state's justice system.
Then we heard gunshot and she called over. And that's when he said, I just got shot.
Just moments after someone shot and killed Elmer Sanchez Jr. on October 17th, 2022, his family is working to piece together how it happened. And even the detective in their small town of Hernandez is shaken up.
Elmer's the best guy ever, man. I can't even tell you guys enough.
At the scene, Junior's dad is inconsolable. We learn father and son were returning from a quick trip to the gas station when they get involved in a road rage incident.
You're not under arrest, but you are being detained at this time. Do you understand?
At this point, the Rio Arriba County Sheriff's Office has one man in custody, a neighbor to Sanchez Jr., Jerrid Maestas. He's admitted to an argument with Junior's dad prior to hearing gunshots. It's not clear who had a gun or who shot first, but the sheriff's office says Maestas murdered Elmer Sanchez Jr.
The moment we found out that my brother didn't make it was probably the biggest heartbreak that you just feel.
Then, 4 months after losing him, Sanchez Jr.'s family finds out police arrested the wrong guy.
It's scary because he was our protector. So we no longer had him anymore.
The sheriff's office says this man, Kevin Martinez, actually took Sanchez Jr. away from the family.
Down the steps. Down the steps.
Don't be scared.
Turn around.
On the night of the murder, police did handcuff and question Martinez on scene.
Then I know Jerrid, he yelled out his name. My name is Jerrid Maestas and I have a gun pointed to you.
It turns out, investigators say, pinning the shooting on Maestas was part of a plan crafted before police arrived. A criminal complaint states Martinez showed up to the scene and was the one who fired, and that Martinez's grandma asked Maestas not to tell police Martinez was there. Body camera footage reveals her attempt to protect her grandson.
And I'm sure my grandson didn't shoot nobody.
Where does your grandson stay when he is here?
He stays with us. Sometimes he stays there.
You told me no one stays in there.
Well, whenever he comes, it's not like all the time, but he told me not to tell you guys, but he had a gun and he shot back. I'm not ready to strike it.
Who told you that?
Jerrid.
Do you think Grandma's trying to throw us in a loop to get the blame off of him?
It's a good possibility.
We want to point out Martinez's grandma should know where her grandson is at all times because for the past 2 years, he's been under house arrest at her home on a GPS ankle monitor. Judge's order says he awaits trial on accusations he kidnapped and repeatedly raped a teenager in 2020.
These are the worst kinds of charges. If we're not holding this guy in custody, then who actually gets held in custody?
The district attorney's office filed a pretrial detention motion in that rape case, but the judge ruled they didn't prove he was a danger to the community. DA Mary Carmack-Altwies believes Martinez's lack of a criminal record likely also played a role in the decision.
I would say that charges like rape, charges like gun crimes, homicide, those should almost be an automatic. That is dangerous.
She doesn't blame the judge, though.
It's the rules that he has to abide by and this negative that we're supposed to prove. Well, we promise, Judge, that he will commit another crime, so you better hold him in jail. Well, I mean, we can't look in the future, but we can make an educated guess about what's going to happen, and that's what happened.
Prior to the murder charge, Martinez's court record shows he repeatedly violated his conditions of release, racking up GPS monitor violations and failing to show up to drug tests. The DA's office asked the judge more than once to put him in jail with no success. Then, in September 2022, Martinez is caught shoplifting. More proof, DA Carmack Altuis says GPS ankle bracelets aren't the answer for violent offenders.
People can cut those off. People can ignore it. They can go to the Family Dollar and commit a shoplifting. So obviously it doesn't stop anything.
While a new charge could strengthen the request to put Martinez behind bars, the DA says petty misdemeanors like shoplifting don't go through her office, so they were unaware. She says it was on pretrial services to tell them, and that didn't happen. A month later, the shoplifting case was dropped when the deputy didn't show up to court, just 11 days before Martinez is suspected of shooting and killing Sanchez Jr.
The legal system is supposed to protect us. It's failed. Big time.
Junior's fiance is now left to wonder what their wedding day would have been like while raising their 2 young kids alone.
You had a law-abiding citizen and, never broke the laws. And he was let down. He was let down by the system, and so are so many others.
By the justice system, his sister says, and their neighbor.
I think at some point we have to take accountability for our family members who are living an unjust life, and I really wish that the grandma would have some sympathy for the families that were affected. Again, maybe none of this would have happened.
Ann Perrette, KRQE investigates.
Kevin Martinez is behind bars now, awaiting trial for both cases. But despite the GPS ankle monitor, it took police 3 months to find and arrest him for Elmer Sanchez Jr.'s murder.